Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to BodyBags. It's week 245, and I'm your Sunday host, Bourgie86 here again. Yes. But before I get into my review for the day, I just want to announce something to the BodyBags channel. This is actually going to be my last review on BodyBags. Yes, guys, it's come to that moment where I hit my 150th review on the channel, and it's sad. I am going to miss the guys and stuff, like doing this weekly thing, but it's been kind of hectic for me. If you haven't noticed, some of my videos seem maybe a little more rushed than usual, just because of some weeks I actually record and have to watch like 17 movies for like other things like shows of podcasts that I do. But other than that, I stuck with it. I haven't missed a day. And with that being said, I'm still not going to stop reviewing. I'll be reviewing movies on my own channel. So if you haven't checked out my channel, I'm going to leave the link below. Just did a review there recently, so check that out. But other than that, yeah, it's a very surreal moment. Like, Carly and Austin are both going to be taking over the channel, and I want to say I feel that the channel is going to be in good hands with them. I'm proud of the way they handle things and handle themselves. And they did something that I originally planned and wanted to do with the channel. They created a podcast around it, which this leads to more inactivity with inside the host group. I wanted to get hosts from the YouTube BodyBags onto like a podcast format where we talk about the films that we reviewed, and I'm proud of them for doing that. You know what I mean? It's something that I planned on doing, but hectic shit that happened within my life at the moment of that didn't suit well, and plus bad decision making. Remember that one Howling review? Oh my god, don't get me started on that. But other than that, the channel is going to be in good hands, and James, our fill-in reviewer, is going to be taking over my spot. So give him the same support that you would give me, and check out his videos. And like I said, if you did like my reviews, I'm just not going to be stopping reviewing. I'm just going to be reviewing on this channel. But other than that, let's get into my final review of BodyBags, of my BodyBags experience. Now, the film I chose for you guys today is a film from 2016. It is a Japanese kaiju film. I love my kaiju cinema, and it goes by the title of Shin Godzilla. Yes. This film is directed by Hideo Nano, who, if you don't know who he is mostly known for his anime work. I know him from directing and creating Evangelion, which is amazing, but very thought-provoking, especially with the subject matter of it. And he takes that with his interpretation of a Godzilla film. Pretty much the history of this film is, if you've seen like any of the Godzilla series, they all staggered back to the first one, 1954. What I like about this one is its own monster. It's not a sequel. It's not like a reimagine. It is a reimagining, but it's not like a sequel to like the original 1954, which a lot of the other new variations were like connected to 1954. This is the first time Godzilla has ever graced Japan, pretty much, as this film is progressing. And it's a totally different type of Godzilla. I'll get more into that in my final thoughts of the movie. Now, pretty much the main plot, it's pretty simple. It's about this disturbance happens, and a lot of politicians shit going on, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. There's a lot of volcanic and blood and shit raining down. It's like a subterranean car area. What ends up happening is they find out there's this giant creature living in Tokyo Bay. So they're trying to figure out what to do with it, and then it lands on land, and it's kind of like this weird crawling creature at first, and then what ends up happening is they're about to attack it. It evolves and becomes a standing creature, and then it goes back into the bay. So they figure out, after they do some investigation, that this creature can evolve, and they give the creature's name Godzilla, aka Gojira. They actually say both names in the movie, which I thought was really cool. So what ends up happening is they're trying to figure out a plan to stop Godzilla before he wreaks havoc, and they find out that it's not as easy as you would think because he has some new tricks up his sleeve. That's all I'll give away with the secret plot of this movie. Now, my thoughts on it. I really love the aspect of this being like a love letter to Ishiro Honda's original film, because even though it's its own film and it has its own techniques and own characters and own situations, it does have a lot of like homages to the original series in a way that I like, because it's its own thing, but it still pays respect to the old pretty much. With that being said, the music is amazing. It has like bits of like Evangelion's score, but some new compositions too by Evangelion's composer Shiro Saguchi. Plus, it mixes old Akira Ifukube sound scores. Like you hear like this one scene where you see like something happen, and you hear like the old sinister theme of Godzilla when he used to come to shore. And then you hear a lot of like things from like King Kong versus Godzilla and Mega Godzilla within the score also, which is fucking awesome. And another thing is also cool about this is they actually use old like Subaraya Studios like sound bits, like the old roars, like the whole stomping of the feet, the tail swoops. You hear it all inside the way that they make Godzilla alive. And crazy thing is this is the first time Godzilla was fully like CGI'd. I think it was like used motion capture to create the actual performance. But at some moments, it looks very realistic and kind of does look like a suit in some aspects. Like, are they using a suit for that scene? I don't know, but, you know, it has that aspect and tinge to it. Now, the abilities of Godzilla, I know a lot of people had complaints about them, like, without giving too spoilerific away, because I want you to see this movie. But you got to remember, this is a different Godzilla. He has a different origin, so I was okay with what they did and changed of him, especially with like the evolving and evolutionariness of him. It is very interesting, the aspect of that too, you know, how he evolves and what could come, you know what I mean? Because we don't get the whole glimpse. We have little like dialogues of main like cast, and the cast is amazing. This it has a lot of like big time actors in it, including like the late Renosagi, who passed away recently, John Kinamara. One of the scientists is played by the director Shinya Toshikomoto, who of course directed Tessio the Iron Man. There's numerous guys and gals that I recognize from other films inside this one, which makes it a well-acted movie, which comes into another complaint that I know a lot of people had. It's a very political-driven movie, but I like that aspect of it because you never get to see like the behind-the-scenes political stuff. And it was kind of cool to see like the actual like army actually calling to the prime minister to get permission to shoot, because in like some of the older like Godzilla movies, you're like wondering, why are they shooting you? And now you know why, because you watch this one and be like, fuck, you know, like that's kind of cool in that aspect of this movie. And the whole end of this movie is fucking fantastic. The Yashiro strategy that they come up with, Revenge of the Trains, anybody? Fuck yeah, you know, fucking awesome shit. Yeah, I love this movie. I know I can understand if some people don't dig it as much as I do, but I think this is a great like love letter to like the old school Godzilla films, in the same aspect of it stands as its own film, especially with like the mythology that they create for the new Godzilla and its origin, because it makes sense if you actually sit down and think about it, like the way that the origin of this creature came about. You know what I mean? It's not like he was a dinosaur and shit. He actually was a lot of organisms that evolved and fused together pretty much to make this. So I do like that aspect of it. And the last scene puts a smile on my face every time. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, so if I had to rate Shin Godzilla, you know, I rated it on the show. It still stands. This film is a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Godzilla fan and a fan of kaiju cinema. This is a great film. I hope Anno makes more films in this series, and more like films in general, because he has a great like visual aesthetic, especially with these movies. So yeah, 10 out of 10. That's all I got for this one, without giving too much away on it. But as always, guys, it was a blast reviewing for you guys, and as always, sad going, but as always, you never know. I might stay around. I'm gonna still advise like here and there, you know what I mean, and give my input on the channel and stuff, because I mow that much, you know. But with that being said, I'm gonna miss you guys. Like I said, if you do like my reviews, I'm gonna be still reviewing on my own channel. And as always, see you later, Body Bags peeps.